Okay, adjust your body posture, upright and relaxed. Keep the middle axis of the body straight. You can imagine there's a string pulling your head upward. And this is the middle pillar of the body.
몸의 중심축입니다.
And the rest of the body, all the muscles, bones, are just like a piece of cloth hanging on this pillar. Relax the joints. And allow this body to breathe freely. Now let this body breathe in the way it likes. And remind yourself, I don't interfere. Now it is this body breathing, not you. And this body is not belong to you. It is part of the nature. So let the body breathe freely, and soon it will find the proper pace for its present condition. Let's keep the natural breathing. And natural means there's no human interference. Just know the breathing and be mindful not to interfere. And don't disturb this breathing body. And let the body relax in the rhythm of breathing. There's no task that you need to do. And just relax and know the breathing. You simply know the presence of the breathing, and you don't need to concentrate on it. And let the mind get used to non-doing state. Just be there and do nothing. If you think that you need to have something to be mindful, then just be mindful in non-interference. Because we are so used to disturb the body, control the body. And we need to be very careful and don't disturb it. And just let the body breathing. And let it breathe and let it relax. And let the natural breathing be the background of our meditation. Just let it be there. And we don't need to pay too much attention to it. Just know it. Just like the background music. And in the foreground, we just relax. Relaxation is the rhythm of the meditation, and breathing is the pace. The first stage is to relax the body. Relax your muscles and relax the diaphragm. As well as all the inner organs. Be aware of the body to see if there's any tension anywhere. If you identify any tension, then just dismiss it. And keep it relaxed. And in this process, the breathing is rising and falling in the background. And this is enough for the meditation. Keep your right attitude to the body. It should be friendly but detached. Be friendly to this relaxing body. And remember that it does not belong to you. It is the nature itself. And we should be humble in front of the nature. The breathing and all the feelings from the body are the nature. Don't disturb the nature. With the relaxation of the body, the breathing will be relaxed too. And the sitting posture will become stable and firm. And just let them happen. There's nothing for you to do. Actually, you need to be careful and not to do anything to the nature. Now the body is quite relaxed. Then we can move to the area of the brain. Feel your brain. Is there any tension in this area? Any feeling of tightness or heaviness in this area? Identify them and relax them. Here, relax means don't resist or don't repress it. Just accept the present condition of the brain. Because this is the fact at this moment, no matter feeling good or bad. Keep the brain relaxed in the background of breathing. And let the pace of breathing be the background of the relaxation. With every breath you take, let the brain keep relaxed. Let it take rest in the breathing. And remember, the thoughts are just the condition of the brain. Or you may feel tiredness or sleepiness. Remember, these are just the conditions of the brain. It is fine to have thoughts or feeling tired. Be open to them and don't resist. But bear in mind that they are not you. They don't belong to you. And you can allow the brain to be tired. Just let it take a rest in the rhythm of breathing. You are not the brain. And you are the mother taking care of this sleeping brain like a baby. Now this baby is tired. Just let it take rest. Be kind and don't interfere. Don't disturb the rest of the brain. In this stage, breathing is the background, and the relaxation of brain is the foreground. Release the brain from any repression and allow it to be tired. Thinking is the action of the brain, and it takes effort. And now the brain is taking rest, and it is lazy to think. The thoughts are too heavy. And just let the brain remain relaxed. And let the breathing happens in the background. And you have nothing to do. Just remain the non-doing. And be friendly to this present moment. You don't need to concentrate on the breathing, but you know the breathing naturally. our brain is very busy in the day, and now it needs to take rest. Just let it happen. Remember, our awareness has no enemies. Even the thoughts or the sleepiness are not the enemies of the mind. They are the objects of the awareness, not the enemies. And remember, you are not these objects. You are the background of awareness. And you can embrace all phenomena. You are friendly but detached. When the brain is relaxed, then the thoughts will slow down or disappear. This is also just the condition of the brain. When the brain takes rest in such relaxation, it will be recharged. And let the brain recharge in this relaxation. When it regains energy, then it becomes bright. But this happens naturally, and it's not our work. And we just witness. Witness the nature with a friendly eye. And when the brain is relaxed and becomes stable, then now we can move on to next stage. It's at the center of your chest, the heart chakra. This is the center of our emotions. Even when our brain is peaceful and no thoughts, there may still be emotional fluctuations. It is subtle and a subtle fluctuation or the feeling of instability in the mind. It is a kind of unsatisfactoriness to the present moment. And the way to relax such emotional tension is to be satisfied at this moment. Let go all the wants to gain something other than this present moment. No matter how you feel at this moment, good or bad, you can still choose to be content. Now open your mind and embrace the whole of the present moment. All the wants are tensions. There are two main kinds of wants: the wants to have and wants to refuse. And both kinds of wants are a sign of unsatisfactoriness. The want to have means want to have more, want to have longer, want to have better. And want to refuse means want to have less, want to have shorter, fewer. Both means you are not satisfied to the present. Now, relax these wants and let the heart chakra rest in the peacefulness. Yeah. Let it rest in the rhythm of breathing. And don't disturb it with our wants. If you embrace everything at this moment, then you are content and peaceful. And remain in such relaxation of wants and let the body breathe. and witness everything with a friendly eye. Let the heart chakra take rest and may it be happy and relaxed. Let it enjoy the peace and joy of the nature. And don't disturb. Let the body breathe in this peace and joy. And there's nothing for you to do. Just enjoy the being of the presence. Allow such peaceful joy to fill up all the body, the whole body and mind. And you can completely surrender this body and mind to the nature. And let go everything. The awareness becomes boundless. Because it is free from the attachment to self-image. Any feeling or impression of self is the boundaries of mind. So if you find that you still have such impression and that you are something, then just let it go. All kinds of self-identification, let it go. You are not anything that you can know. Or anything that you can know means that it is not you. And even the knower is not you. Because what we call knower is just a name, an imagination. And actually there's the knowing, but no knower. Let go such concept of knower. Everything, including the known and the knowing, are the nature. There is only the nature, no self. And just let everything be itself. Let everything be as it is. There's still the breathing and there's the knowing, but none of them is you. And this is the highest harmony and happiness. Because the mind is free from the ego at this moment. There's only the nature. There's only the Dhamma. And everything that is free from ego is the Dhamma. And now let us transfer the merit. May this merit of meditation offered to the triple gem in our mind. And the Buddha is the highest enlightenment in our mind. The Dhamma is the highest truth in our mind. And the Sangha is the highest purification leading to the truth. The purification leads to the truth leads to enlightenment. And this is the triple gem. May this highest goodness in our mind be offered and shared to all sentient beings. And may all sentient beings grow in the triple gem. Now you can slowly move your body and open your eyes. Mm. Be aware that you are still present. Mm. And keep our right attitude of mind. This mind has no enemies. The awareness has no enemies. It is the background of the whole world. Don't think that your awareness exists only in your brain. Actually, no matter what you see, what you hear, what you think, the awareness is at the background.
생각하건
The whole world happens in the mind, in the awareness. Because what we think the world means our experiential world. The world is composed of experience from the 6 sense organs. And nothing more than that. That's why the Buddha described the world as the sankhara. Sankhara means formation.
형성.
Or it means activities. Because all experience is the activities of senses. In Buddhism, there are 6 senses. Not only our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, tongue and skin, but also the brain. The brain is a sense organ for our mental world, mental experience. And the whole world happens in these senses. And all experience happens in the mind. Experience are the activities of the senses. That's why everything is activity. And the only thing that is not activity is the nibbana. Nibbana is the mind without greed, aversion, and delusion. It is the unmoving mind.
움직이지 않는.
Or non-doing mind. And meditation is also is a process leading to non-doing mind. Defilement is the activities of mind. The defilement is the activity of mind.
번뇌.
번뇌.
The greed is the action to take, to gain, to grasp. And aversion is the activity to push away, to refuse, to attack. And the delusion is the activity of identification, self-identification. That means you directly identify something as you yourself. So these are the three basic actions of the mind. And because of these three actions, the whole world is created. Because of these three kinds of actions, then there is the consciousness. Here, the word consciousness means an egoic consciousness. Or a sense of individuality.
Individuality.
And from such individual consciousness, and there creates the body and mind. The Nama Rupa means forms and names. That means physical and mental phenomena. And then all kinds of sufferings follow. So everything starts from the sankhara, from the three kinds of activities. Three kinds of actions from the non-doing mind, original mind. And in the meditation, we are distilling layer by layer. And there's a daily word for this doing is relaxation. Relax the body, relax the brain, relax the heart chakra, and relax the ego. And these are the different layers of self. And with such experience of relaxation, layer by layer, then I understand what is the fundamental cause or the core of suffering. And all sufferings comes from the three actions of the mind. If we can keep this mind non-doing, not doing these three actions, then we don't suffer. But now we still need to be very mindful in order to keep certain period of non-doing. Because we still believe in the greed, aversion, and delusion, thinking that they are the source of happiness. We are the disciple of greed, aversion, and delusion. Disciple, student,
추종자?
the follower. We have faith in the greed, aversion, and delusion. And only when our mind is in samadhi, in the complete peacefulness, then we can be temporarily free from the greed, aversion, and delusion. And this is a precious experience for us to understand the truth of suffering. And if we experience this more, then our understanding will be deepened. Until it challenges the faith to greed, aversion, and delusion. And this is a level of wisdom. And when we have the right view or a right faith, then our life will be much happier. No, our faith is the faith to the Four Noble Truths. And that is the truth of suffering and the cessation of sufferings. And we'll be happy to live in the Eightfold Path.
아, 8정도.
8中道. Because the Eightfold Path give us happiness. Actually, there's nothing called happiness, but there's only the reduction of sufferings. When the sufferings reduces, then we perceive this as happiness. And the highest happiness is the absence of sufferings. And we call this Nibbana. So Nibbana simply means the peacefulness, and the mind is peaceful from the sufferings. It's the highest peacefulness. Okay. So, any questions? Yes, Karen.
I have several small questions. You said about peacefulness and Eightfold Path. And if I feel peaceful and happy, am I doing the right thing, going with the Eightfold Path?
Well, people perceive, usually ordinary people, they perceive happiness as a sensual happiness, a sensual pleasure, right? But the happiness from meditation or the happiness from the cessation of suffering is different. It is unconditional, and it is just a feeling of deep peace in the mind. It's not a kind of excitement from the senses. So if you are feeling more and more this kind of happiness, the right happiness, that is right. If you simply feel that you're having more and more sensual pleasures, that is not.
Okay, I'll translate. 그래서 이제 8정도와 행복에 대해서 말씀하셨는데 제가 되게 평화롭고 행복하다면 나는 8정도를 잘 지키고 있는 것인가? 라는 질문을 드렸거든요. 그랬더니 이제 아전유 스님께서 이제 그게 이제 뭐 수행을 통해서 점점 그 아무런 조건 없이 행복하다면 괜찮은 거고, 그리고 이게 그게 아니라면 센슈얼 플레저, 그 감각적 쾌락 때문에 행복한 거라면 이제 좀 생각을 해야 된다. 오케이.
Because the sensual pleasure is not peaceful.
왜냐하면 감각적 쾌락은 이제 평화롭지 않습니다.
And what the peacefulness we perceived in meditation also have different layers, levels.
왜냐하면 이제 평화라는 것도 다양한 단계가 있기 때문입니다.
So, and Nibbana is the highest peacefulness.
그 열반이라는 것이 가장 큰 평화로움입니다.
It's the complete cessation of all activities.
모든 활동의 이제 끝을 의미합니다.
Here, activities means greed, aversion, and delusion.
여기서 이제 활동이라는 것은 삼진치를 얘기합니다.
And the mind is completely non-doing.
그래서 마음은 이제 완전히 아무것도 하고 있지 않습니다.
And it is called unshakable mind, akubba citta.
이거는 흔들리지 않는 마음, 아쿠빠 지따라고 불리어집니다.
It also means nibbana.
이거는 열반이라고도 부릅니다. Can I have like a second question before?
Okay.
You know, some people, when they interact with you, tell like one thing at the one time and tell the other thing at the other time, and then everything's messed up. And it's very difficult to know what kind of the person is because, you know, one thing at one time and the other thing at the other time. So like I don't do that because I'm pretty direct about everything. So I don't know what's the psychology behind you know, like actions like these.
Maybe someone is not honest, right?
Yeah.
They want to perform differently in front of different people. They want to gain more self-interest. They are serving their ego because they want to gain more from different people. So they try to perform differently. And sometimes it's not done intentionally, but it's kind of habit. We are habitually thinking, we are habitually speaking, and we are habitually behaving. And sometimes because we have built up such habits, and when we are facing different people, then we behave differently.
But like in my case, one person is facing me at the same time, but like say one thing
Well, if we describe it positively, we can say you are honest man, you're honest lady. And if we describe it in a neutral way, that means you have less masks than other people. Actually, the word personality comes from the Latin word persona, that means mask. Personality means the mask. And we all usually have different masks to different people. And this word is you should understand it in a neutral way. It's not a negative way. That means a whole set of habits in our in the way to think, to speak, and to behave, and we call this the personality. When we are facing different people, we behave differently. This is normal. For example, when you're facing your mother, it should be different from when you're facing your boss, right? These are the different masks. And we need these masks in order to live well. This is the need for our life. But we need to understand it in a positive way. These are just the tools, and they are serving for our well-being in our life. But we don't take these masks as self. None of these masks is you. They are just the personality or habits, just like the computer programs.
So if I interpret it in a good way, that means the person wants to be have a good mask to me.
Yes, some mask is good or bad. It's not defined as good or bad, but it's sometimes skillful and unskillful. When we have a skillful mask, and it can treat different people in a good way or in a successful way. And some mask is not that skillful. Right.
Okay, I'll translate. 일단 이제 인간관계를 할 때 이제 어떤 사람하고 이제 뭐 얘기를 하다 보면 이 사람이 이 순간은 다른 얘기를 하고 또 나중에 가면 또 반대되는 얘기를 하는데 그럼 이제 이 사람에 대해서 정보가 뒤죽박죽이 돼서 이렇게 헷갈린다. 그랬더니 아저님께서 이제 그게 이제 사람들을 대할 때마다 서로서로 바뀌는 어떤 가면과 같은 것인데 가면이라고 해서 나쁜 건 아니고 사람들이 다 이제 보스한테 가지는 마스크랑 뭐 어머니한테 가지는 마스크랑 다 서로 역할이 다르다. 그래서 이거를 굉장히 유용하게 잘 쓰는 게 굉장히 중요하다고 얘기하셨어요. 네.
Okay. And then Timothy. Yes.
Thank you. First of all, hi, Ajahn.
Yes.
It's my first time
Welcome.
here. Hope not last. If you don't chase me away. Ajahn, so I have a little bit technical question about jhanas.
Yes.
So when I enter jhanas, should I just be aware to whatever arising in my mind, or I should direct my mind towards something? Because it's impossible for me to think in it. So, but I can be aware of something.
You can, if you want to rest your mind, then you can direct your mind to peace, to peacefulness. And if you simply want to observe how the mind works, then just let it be. So you find that in our guided meditation, the beginning we are guiding you to relax layer by layer, and this is samatha, right? When we can rest deeper and deeper, then the mind is completely still. And with such still mind, then even you let go all meditation objects, then your mind is still one. Then this mind can know things as they are, and then you can understand how they works and what is the cause of suffering.
In Buddha's discourse, when he's been talking about entering jhanas and going through all of them one by one, he's been paying attention to his afflictions, as I understand. Correct?
Yeah. It's a process of let go. If we want to deepen our jhana, we also need to let go layer by layer. Let go the rapture and let go the happiness until it becomes completely neutral.
So when you go through this process one by one, first maybe to the 8th one and then back, then do you think it's possible not to exit first jhana, but remain in it in normal life?
It's very difficult. That depends how you define the word jhana. Actually, in the original text, the Buddha described jhana not as those in the later writings like the Visuddhimagga. The jhana is a kind of the mind free from greed, free from cravings. So theoretically, the arahants can remain in the jhana all the time because there's no greed and no cravings in the mind, and their mind will be naturally still when there's nothing disturbing.
So in normal life, it's possible. That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, translation.
But I don't speak any other languages besides, somebody else have to translate.
Yeah. She's translating into Korean. Okay. Any more questions?
Or if you don't mind, I'll ask again.
Timothy, I can hear you.
Sure, can you hear me now?
Okay.
All right.
Right.
So, do you think Buddha stayed in the first jhana for the rest of his life?
Sorry, pardon. You say Buddha what?
Do you think Buddha, because what we see in Ramana Maharshi, in Buddha behavior, according to sutras and legends, that his mind shifted and his mind was in different state for the rest of his life. And Ramana Maharshis and Buddhists, do you think they stayed in this first jhana for the rest of their lives? And that explains their ability to communicate in a completely different way.
Yeah, there are different levels of peacefulness, even for the Buddha. So even the Buddha needs to meditate. Right? He still meditate, and in different levels of in different levels of jhana, he felt differently. So in the very last days of Buddha, when he was very sick and he was very painful in the body, and he said that only when he entered the Nirodha Samapatti, then he can be free from the pain. So there are the difference in even for the Buddha when he's in the different levels of peacefulness. Okay, translation. Do you know how to translate the words? Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Only can let him free from the pain. Mm. Mm. And when the Buddha is in the samadhi or jhanas, and it is the difference. His mind has no difference because his mind is completely free from defilement. But the difference is in the sankhara level. That means the nama rupa level. So there is a difference in the feeling of pain or the peace of a physical peace. But for the mind, the Buddha's mind is unshakable. There's no difference. Great translation. Okay, Ling.
Bente, I want to report about my practice with body contemplation. I've been doing body contemplation for 2 weeks now, And first, I can feel like my craving for sensuality has reduced. And second, I've been having many bad dreams, a lot of death, a lot of blood, a lot of violence, and monkeys being eaten alive, and children in the graveyard, and my nephew falling off from the high building, and my parents has died many times in my dream.
Okay.
I don't know. Is this a good sign? I think this is a good sign, maybe.
Well, if you perceive it in a good way, then it is good sign. If we understand it from the right view, then it is beneficial for our practice. We can direct it to the beneficial way, and that is to help us to let go of the craving, because everything that you love, you like, will die, will be eaten, will fall from the heights. Everything is possible, right? So if we understand with the right view, then we know everything that we love are impermanent, right? And that helps us to be free from the craving and attachment. And such free from attachment will give us more freedom of mind.
And also, because now sometimes I try to pick up the view, like viewing my bodies as a corpse. And sometimes I can see there's a switch of perception. Like yesterday when I was massaging my neck, and I just switched the view. I'm massaging a corpse. And
It's good.
And unpleasant feelings like immediately arises, and I can see there like a switch, like I can switch from like normal perspective. Oh, this is my neck, and also like the corpse, so I can see our view, our perception, like this is my body, this is also constructed, this is like our habit. We view our bodies, but we feel comfortable and we feel safe. And if I look at my hands, like these are like corpse, you know.
When
it's
we
like,
are staying in the zone that we are used to, then we will feel safety. We feel secured, right? And this is the instinct, our animal instinct. And so that's why we feel safe when we are thinking the body as me, as self, right? But if we switch it to the facts, then we feel unsecured, because it is unfamiliar to us. It's something that we are not feeling good with. But this is true. We are not trying to deceive ourselves that this body is a corpse, but it is a corpse. It's a corpse that can walk and breathe. Right? It's nothing different from a corpse with heartbeat. So we are not cheating ourselves. We are telling the truth. We are honest to the fact. So we are educating the mind to face the truth.
thank you, Wendy.
Right.
Corpse means dead body.
키친.
All right.
Okay.
Today is my day. Second question. All right. So,
Timothy, sorry, Sylvia need to translate to Korean first. Okay.
몸 관찰이요.
Okay, Timothy.
Sure. Well, we know that before his enlightenment, Buddha fasted for 30 days. And now we do know that fasting can regenerate brain cells, basically making them new, like a baby. So do you think, do you know, maybe somebody practicing fasting to support their Buddhist practice as well?
Yeah, there are someone, some monks, they fast for a long time, and it is a common practice in our Thai tradition too. But usually we will not do that long as the Buddha. But it really helps meditation. But it helps the meditation in the level of sankhara, not the level of mind. Right, so it may help you feel better or feeling more serenity in the meditation, but it doesn't help your enlightenment. It doesn't help the enlightenment directly. It can make you feel be more still, but if you don't perceive it with the right view, you never have wisdom.
Okay. All right. So, but if you trying to follow Buddha's way, right? You're trying to follow Buddha's way. Why you don't fast for 30 days? Maybe that's the way.
The Buddha didn't say that this is the only way.
Maybe he didn't know about it.
Yeah, maybe because he fast, but he doesn't require everyone to fast like him. And because here this is not necessary for our enlightenment, but the jhana is necessary. Even we don't fast, but we eat only one meal a day, and it is enough for us to preserve our jhana. Don't eat too much, and that's enough.
Okay, but then maybe let them translate first, and then I'll ask following question.
Okay. Sylvia.
그럼 제가 할게요. 네, 그래서 이제 뭐라고 물어보셨냐면, 이제 부다께서 이제 부처님께서 이제 30일간 이제 그 단식하셨는데, 그게 이제 어떻게 도움이 되냐라고 했더니, 이제 쌍카라의 레벨에서는 도움이 되는데, 이게 그 진짜 막 번뇌를 없애는 데는 그런 거랑은 관련이 없고, 진짜 번뇌를 없애고 깨달음 얻는 거는 이제 그러니까 선정의 영역이다. 그렇게 얘기를 하셨거든요. 그래서 이제 질문하셨는데 왜 그걸 따라하지 않냐 부처님 방식을 그랬더니 이제 굳이 그렇게까지 할 필요가 없어 부처님은 이제 자기 제자들한테 그런 걸 가르치지 않았다라고 얘기했어요.
Okay, Timothy.
So how do you fast to support your meditation?
Actually, our daily life has one meal a day, and you can say this is a half-day fasting. It makes the body lighter. Yeah, it makes the body lighter, and meditation easier. And sometimes if we feeling unease, feeling not at ease in the body, maybe the body is digesting not that good, and the body is too heavy. To have a light mind, then we'll go fasting, maybe 1 or 2 days or 3 days. It depends on the body.
제가 이것도 할게요. 그러니까 단식을 어떤 방식으로 하시는지 야전님께서 스님께서 그렇게 여쭤봤더니 일단 하루에 한 끼만 먹는 것 자체가 이제 하루에 반절을 이제 단식하는 그런 컨셉이고 뭔가 몸이 무겁거나 하여튼 필요가 있을 때는 한 2에서 3일 정도 단식을 하기도 합니다.
Okay.
Okay, one more little one. Do you see changes in your jhana practice when you fast?
Yeah, I tried fasting for 7 7 or more days. And I found that when I was in fasting, I have less thoughts in meditation, but maybe because of it's not has not enough energy, the brain is not bright, the mind is not bright, although it is clear but not bright. So sometimes I think maybe it depends on different people, their body, their physical status. Right? If someone can support maintain a high energy level in the fasting, then that's fine. But if we can't do that, maybe you can have some honey water, or I think that helps.
No, your body switches to low metabolism mode, so it does slow down for most people.
Yeah. So the body is purified, but sometimes it's lack of energy. So and I think that if we have 1 meal a day, then that's quite enough. It's a proper way to maintain a long-term practice.
But 1 meal a day, do you eat until you're full?
Yes, or nearly full.
Okay.
Just make sure that you can digest it well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hey, Sylvia. Okay. Any more questions?
No more questions. Just pay respect.
Okay. Then in the next, let me see, next 2 weeks, right? We have no classes.
Oh.
So and we have the next class on 22nd. Right?
22nd.
Okay. Then see you. Good night.
Good night.
감사합니다.